On one hand, this is a really awesome full moon. It looks like we're getting something revealed that is good news, but on the other hand, it does look like a very aggravating full moon, so we might be pissing someone off by what is happening here. If you're excited to dive into the astrology of this full moon in Taurus and learn about what to expect for you and for the collective, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. If you're new here, hi, I'm Maren. I'm an astrologer. I make music. And if you want to stream my music, watch my music videos, or get private readings from me or enroll in my astrology courses, everything you can imagine is linked down below. I am also a Western astrologer. I use whole sign houses and the tropical zodiac, so that's the deal with these. And we're going to start out by looking at the astrology of this full moon itself, analyzing what it means for the collective, and then looking at what it means for you based on your rising sign. So this full moon is happening on October 28th at 1:25 p.m. Pacific time, happening with the sun at 5 degrees of Scorpio and the moon at 5 degrees of Taurus. Full moons are always when the sun is opposite the moon, so the sun is in the season that we're aware of, and the moon is in the opposite sign. With the moon exalted in Taurus, this is showing a tendency for a positive experience here. Planets do have signs that they are literally objectively more conducive in. So the moon does very well in Taurus, and I have a full video about dignity in astrology that you can watch if you're curious about why that is. But the moon in Taurus is positive, it's grounded, it's stable, and gives a really nice energy for what to expect for this full moon. Now, because the moon is in the first decan of Taurus, or the first third, this is associated with the 5 of Pentacles tarot card, known as the Lord of Worry, actually, because it doesn't show actual misfortune, and it does not show things going poorly, but it shows you mentally being hung up about something and seeing the negative outcome, even if that is not at all what's going on here. So I would say that this seems like something that we are nervous about, we're worried about, but we don't really need to be. Now, in the opposite part of the sky, the sun is in the first decan of Scorpio, associated with the 5 of Cups tarot card. This is called the Lord of Disappointment, and it's known as getting what you wanted or what you desired, but being disappointed, or seeing what happens when you're lonely at the top, so to speak. So it looks like we're worried about not getting something or about losing. We end up getting this thing and we end up winning, but we feel lonely, disappointed, and unfulfilled by actually achieving this goal. And as someone myself who has achieved quite a few goals that I would have dreamed of, I can say that I am incredibly disappointed, unfulfilled, and empty, and always looking for the next thing, and often forget that I even achieved anything. So seeing this full moon and what it represents can definitely articulate it myself very well for this kind of energy. Now, this is not looking like it's bad at all. I would say it looks like you achieve the manifestation and the reward is great, but it's a price to pay and a bit bittersweet. Now, the moon will be conjunct Jupiter. It's right beside Jupiter, the most positive planet of abundance, of joy, of gratitude. So it does look like there's an amazing ability here to see and acknowledge and have appreciation for what you've achieved. It's also in a sign-based trine to Venus and Pluto and the other Earth signs, and sextile to Saturn and Pisces. So there's a lot of intensity of gratitude, of optimism, of harmony with the way that this works out. And I think that the sign-based conjunction to Uranus, also in Taurus, shows a suddenness or an unexpected surprise with us actually getting this thing. The sun will be conjunct Mars in Scorpio, and Mercury as well. So Mercury and Mars together shows Mercury communication and Mars aggression, fiery communication, minced words, and a very direct way of speaking. With it in Scorpio, it looks like we could be speaking daggers or receiving daggers of criticism for what we achieve. It's bitchy energy. It's not bad necessarily, but it shows that there's an edginess, there's a tension, and there's kind of a back and forth anger with any communication, even if there's an ability to act courageously here with kind of acknowledging what we get, because with Mars opposite Jupiter, it enhances both the bitchiness being really over the top, but also the good sport nature being over the top. So I would say even if we are achieving something that pisses others off, there's a good sport energy. It's the kind of thing where the person losing is fuck you, I really don't like that you got it, but good game at the end of the day. This definitely reminds me of a tennis match kind of thing, where you feel bad because you know that you beat the other person and you're literally right against them and you're like, shit, you're my friend, I beat you, and your friend is like, fuck you, like I really wanted to win this, but at the end of the day you shake hands and you're like, okay. The other thing is that Venus is loosely opposite Neptune, and this can show seeing the bright side of things and not the downside, looking through rose-colored glasses, or overall not seeing the reality. And so you might not be acknowledging that like there's something definitely that's a downside here. Venus opposite Neptune can show that you're acknowledging only the bright side of things and it's actually delusionally harmful. It's not a good way of Venus being aspected. So just be careful that you're not like seeing the other person's feelings or validating them, because this can definitely show being caught up in your own little world of appreciation. But as a result, there's definitely this like sadness or feeling lost with what is actually going on there. If you already have any thoughts or anything that you're thinking about this full moon, let me know down below before we get into the tarot card and what this means for each rising sign. So the tarot card that we have for this full moon is the Empress. So generally when the Empress comes into play, it's showing emotional charge or emotional leadership, where like you're setting the tone. So I think that this is showing that like even though there's definitely a downside and you're beating someone and there could be a tension, a jealousy, and aggravation, the actual energy between you two that you're setting is for the best and you're trying to be a good sport here. So if you're an Aries rising, this is happening in your second house of income or money. So I think that you're awarded a bonus or some amount of money that pisses some other party off, but like you deserve it and you got it. If you're a Taurus rising, it's in your first house of self, which shows that you yourself are getting rewarded, you're getting attention, and things are going your way, even if there's literally someone else that you beat for this. If you're a Gemini rising, it's in your 12th house of mental health or isolation. So this actually looks like you might be getting something spiritually or feeling like you had a breakthrough mentally that ends up discounting or being a disadvantage for people that you work with because you've had this like awakening and your peers are upset. This is a weird one, I'm gonna say. If you are a Cancer rising, this is in your 11th house of networking or friends. I would say it looks like you're awarded a membership or a contract or joining a group of people, which disqualifies or does not extend the invite to people that you are creatively involved with or you're dating. If you are a Leo rising, it's in your 10th house of career. So it looks like you win something or you get some realization about your career and your home or family is actually at odds with that. If you're a Virgo rising, this is in your 9th house of foreign travel or higher education. I think you're getting an acceptance letter or a trip opportunity, which leads to things that you do on a day-to-day basis not being able to continue. If you're a Libra rising, this is in your 8th house of finances or investments. Looks like you win or you're able to get money for some kind of an asset, and that ends up meaning that you lose money or you have to spend money right now that's like difficult on your finances. If you're a Scorpio rising, this is in your 7th house of committed relationships or people that you're close with. So this can mean that actually someone that you're in a relationship with wins and you're the one who's kind of pissed off for losing out, or like they get something in their life and you feel kind of like jilted, like you're not getting the rewards of this. If you're a Sagittarius rising, this is in your 6th house of physical health or coworkers. This looks like you either literally win some kind of physical competition or something happens with coworkers that is fortunate, like actually you could be like leaving a team or getting a promotion, and your mental health actually suffers because you feel bad about like internally what's going on with the people you're around. If you are a Capricorn rising, this is in our 5th house of dating, creativity, or kids. So either something awesome is happening with your romantic life and that ends up pissing your friends off, or something creative is happening which ends up aggravating a group of people that support you, or something with your kids happens and like other people that are involved are annoyed at your kids. If you're an Aquarius rising, this is in your 4th house of home or family. Something great is happening with your family, which is an inconvenience for your career. If you are a Pisces rising, this is in your 3rd house of day-to-day routine or communication and tasks that you have to do. So it looks like something is going really well with your day-to-day tasks, like content or something going really well just that you're working on a mundane basis. And that is challenging either a trip that you have to take or something that you're doing for school. So if you enjoy this, do let me know down below with what you're expecting for this full moon. I'm looking forward to this because it looks particularly dramatic and yeah, exciting. But do let me know how you're feeling, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you in the next one.
Oh, but there is one thing you're awful